Good morning, children. Welcome to our new chapter, that is static electricity. Static electricity. The term electricity is common for you, right? Electricity. What is electricity? Yes, it is the flow of electrons, right? It's the flow of electrons that constitute the electricity. So, what may be the static electricity? Have you ever imagined there are charges which are not moving at all? Not yet, right? So let's do an experiment. All you need a good comb and a bit of paper. You can do the same experiment with your pen too. So what you are going to do is that you just comb your hair with this comb. Make sure it should be a dry hair. After that, you just keep this comb near these bits of paper. You can see a magic. What you can see is that all the bits of paper will get attracted on this comb. All the bits of paper will get attracted on this comb. Quite wonderful, right? How does the attraction force has come over there? How does the comb attract the paper? It's a good question, right? So let's find its answer by simply going through a deep science. Our whole world is made up of, all the universe is made up of matter, right? It's made up of matter. And you see, all the matter is made up of what? It is made up of molecules, and all the molecules are made up of atoms, right? All the matter is made up of molecules, and each molecules are made up of atom. So atom is the most base of everything which is around our universe. It is called atom. Let's check how does an atom appear to us? See, every atom will have a nucleus, and around the nucleus there will be a charge which will be revolving around it. Like this. This is the nucleus. Around the nucleus there will be a charge revolving around it. And this charge is called electron. It is called electron. Electron is revolving around the nucleus with its own orbit. Okay. Electron is revolving within an orbit. And this orbit is this. And here is another portion which is the core of our atom, that is a nucleus. A nucleus, there are two members are there. One is proton, another one is neutron. Okay, nucleus, there are two members are there. One is proton and the one is neutron. How do they differ? All the proton will have a positive charge. The proton is charged particle and have a positive charge. And neutron, it doesn't have any charge at all. And see the electron which is revolving around it, it have a negative charge. So children, be careful that Proton have positive charge. Electron have negative charge. A neutron, it doesn't have any charge at all. So this is the basic structure of an atom. It has a nucleus, and around the nucleus there is electron is revolving. See, then you may wonder how does the charge has comes in between the comb and the paper, right? Or how does they get attracted? You know, children, like charges always repel each other. Like charges means similar charges. For example, if there is a positive charge, and here comes a positive charge, what happens to them? They will repel each other. Positive will go in this way and the other positive will go in this way. But see, what happens when unlike charges come together, like a positive charge and a negative charge? What happens? This one is a positive charge and here comes a negative charge. What happens in between them? Since they are unlike, they will attract each other. The positive charge will attract to the negative charge. Okay, so there will be attraction for unlike charges. There will be repulsion for like charges. So you got an idea of charges? Yes, all the matter is made up of, and the basic constituent of matter is an atom, and all the atom will have its own charges, and these charges is generally classified as positive charge and negative charge. And you have seen that like charges repel each other, unlike charges attract each other. Now our question is, how does the paper and the comb get attracted? How does they got the charges? Because before you are combing your hair, you can see that the comb before it, you can't see that they are attracting each other. If you place your comb near to the paper bits, they will be remain like so. Like this. The comb will be here and the paper bits will be there. There is no reactions between them. But after you use this comb, by combing your hair, what you can see? The paper bits get attracted on this comb. How does it? Or what happened then? See, the first case, both the comb and the paper bits are neutral because there is no charges for the comb and the paper bits. But while combing it, what you are actually doing is that you are just rubbing, or you are just making in contact with the surfaces each other, right? If you are doing like though, what happens that the charges can either flow from the object to another one, or other object can attract that charge from the another one. Did you get that? When you are rubbing, or when you are rubbing, or when you are contact two materials or two objects with each other, there is a chance of flow of charges, especially electrons, from one object to another object. That determines the charge of that bodies. that determines the charge of that body. See, if here is a body, if it is loses an electron, if the body it loses electron, then all body will become positive. All body will become positive. If a body is there, if it loses electrons, then the body become positive. But see, there is another body which accepts these electrons, then it becomes negative body. A body which accepts or gains the electrons, it becomes negative body. So this is the way the objects are get charged each other. Some object they get charges from another body, or some object they will receive charges from, or they will give out their charges to another bodies. So children, I hope you got the idea behind charge the bodies and how we can charge a body. We can charge by a body by rubbing or by with their friction. And the body which gains electrons, it becomes negative charged body, and the body which give out the electrons, it becomes positive charged body. See, so all around us is charged bodies, and there is one more thing what we have to remember is that neutral. Neutral means it is a condition where there is no charges, or clearly says that if the positive charge and negative charges are equal, then we can say that the body is neutral. Positive charge means positron and negative charge means electrons. If their number are equal, then we can say that object is neutral one. So children, now we have discussed about charged bodies, positive charged bodies, negative charged bodies and neutral bodies. So you have seen our example is that we are combing our hair and that comb is get attracted by this paper bits, and that is by we are charging the comb and we are keeping or we are placing that comb near a paper bit, and this process in physics is called as electrification or charging process. What is it called? Electrification. Electrification. Electrification or charging, it is the process of converting an object into electrically charged one. Electrification or charging, it is a process of converting an object into electrically charged one. Here you have seen a comb which was very neutral at the first time. So when you comb with that comb, what happened? It get electrified, got charges, right? Then we can say that it is electrified or it's become charged one. If this electric charge produced in that object remains at the same place, then we can call it is a static electricity. What we call it as? Static electricity. So what happens in a static electricity? The charges will be there and they will be remains in the same place. They are moving at all. The charged body become charged body and it will be very ideal. Like this. This is a charged body and all the charges will remain there. So we can call this one is charged body. Okay, this one is positively charged. Here I have given a positive charge, so you can say that it is positively charged. And this condition is called as a static electricity. Static electricity. I will give you another example. Take a glass rod and a silk. Okay, you take a glass rod and a silk. This one is glass rod and there is a material which is called a silk. And this is our silk sari. See, it's our silk sari. So what you do is that you have to rub this glass rod on the silk. So what happens? Charges will transfer from glass rod. Okay, charges will transfer from glass rod. I think I can clear the board and draw a nice picture for you so that you can get the idea very well. So children, we are discussing about static electricity and how the static electricity is happening when we are rubbing a glass rod and a silk. So children, this one is a glass rod and this one is our silk material. Okay, this is silk. So when you are rubbing the glass rod on silk, the glass rod loses its electrons. The glass rod will loses its electrons. All the electrons will be transferred onto the silk. Okay, all the electrons on the glass rod will loses or they will go to the silk material, transfer to the silk material. So what becomes the charge of a glass rod then? Yes, a few minutes later before we have discussed that if charges are flowing from one body to another body or if a material loses an electron, then it gains positive charge. Okay, positive. So the glass rod become positive because all the electrons are, it lost all the electrons to the silk. And by gaining this electron, our silk materials, it become negative one, negative charged body. So here is two charged body you have. One is positively charged, that is glass rod, and the one is negatively charged, that is our silk. So children, I hope you got the idea behind static electricity. Static electricity means there are electrons or there are charged bodies or there are charges, they remains at the same place on that body. That the static electricity, it is by electrification on this object. Electrification means it's the process of converting an object into electrically charged one. Converting an object into electrically charged one. Here you can say that our glass rod and we are rubbing each other, we have converted both them into a charged one. Right, so the process is the electrification. And by electrification, you can create positive charged bodies and negative charged bodies. And children, we have discussed about the basic constituent of matter, that is about the atoms. And all the atoms will have a proton, electron and a neutron. And they are called as the subatomic particles. Subatomic particles. Subatomic particles of an atom. What are they? Proton, neutron and electron. Here neutron doesn't have any charge. but proton will always have a positive charge, electron have a negative charge. If any body or any atom in which protons and electron numbers are equal, then we can call that atom is electrically neutral one. So this is how static electricity chapter is just beginning, and there are many experiments that we can do, and it is nicely explained in our textbook. Hope you have to go through it and experience the static electricity around us. Thank you.